Hello traders and welcome to tradingwithbill.com. I'm Bill and we're going to talk Forex. Traders, it's a Tuesday, December 12th, 2017. Year's coming to an end. Fresh start, January 1st. Traders, good to be with you. Just some important things to think about today. The rest of the week, data-wise, is very, very busy. There's a lot of data coming out. You know the Fed is coming out this week. It looks like they're going to raise interest rates. So there's a lot happening. So when you're trading, just be aware of that and have your economic calendar around. So if you see data coming out and you're in trades, you want to adjust and figure out how you're going to go through that data announcement. So just be really careful this week as data is really a lot of data. Okay, let's take a look at our indices. S&P futures positive 0.03%, NASDAQ futures positive 0.07%, and the Dow is positive 0.23% as I speak. The small cap 2000 is negative 0.08%, with the DAX negative 0.23%, and the US dollar is up 0.11%. It's currently at 93.94 as we speak. So that's what's going on there. Let's see what's going on in our oil and gold. And gold is at 1,244.70. That's come down quite a bit because remember last week we were hovering that 1,300 mark and now it's come back down. WTI crude oil is at 57.94 and Brent oil is at 64.75. So Brent stays above that $60 a barrel that we've been talking about for some time. Data-wise, 2 minutes we got house price index, NAB Business Confidence out of Australia, and NAB Business Survey. Japan has Territory Industry Activity Index. And once we get into London, CPI year on year and month on month for November comes out in the London session. German Zoo climate conditions comes out, and German Zoo economic sentiment comes out. That should be a market mover. It usually jolts the market a little bit on that. As we come down into the U.S. session, we have PPI month on month for November and core PPI month on month for November. And that is it, my friends. Like I said, it's a full day. There's a lot going on. So just keep an eye out on that. Let's get to the charts and let's see what's happening on the charts. This is the dollar index. This is a 30-minute chart, so you can see it's come back up now. It's sideways again, and we expect this, and I expect dollar strength as we go through. And remember, Wednesday, 1400 hours on Wall Street, we'll have the interest rate decision, and I think 40 minutes after that, there's a press conference, and their statement comes out. So 1400 hours on Wednesday should be quite an exciting time at the charts. I won't be at my charts. That's 2 o'clock in the morning for me, so I won't be at the charts. So let's take a look at, I looked at the New Zealand dollar today, and I sort of like this where we're at. This has gone sideways for some time now. I like to see it's probably going to come down to this level here. And you can see this is support, minor support. If you look left of the chart, there's really not a lot going on there. So there's a good chance this is just going to continue for the downside. This trade you can enter anytime. It's ready to go. If you want to wait, see if you can get a pullback a little bit, you can wait for that. But this pair is ready to sell, right? We're at resistance. We always sell at resistance. We buy at support. And, if we get in 69, well, really 68.90, I would get in, and then you're looking at 69.30 to get out. So it's a nice move there, and like I said, it's moving, and it'll take about an hour before this video gets onto YouTube. Hopefully, you won't miss it, and you'll be able to get into this trade. Let's take a look at the pound. This is just barreling to the downside. We talked about this yesterday. It's done sideways, L for lower, and it's just continuing that mode. The problem is it's just not a safe entry. We've had no pullback, and nothing has happened here, and there's just nothing you're going to do with this. What are you going to do with this? Nothing. You just got to leave it alone and let it do its own thing, because you can't chase this, and this is a chase. If you go sell this, you might be okay, but what if it's at that level that it's going to hit the other side? I have to sort of agree with the majority that this is just going to continue to the downside. And if you take the short, you might be okay. But you might hit a support level and then all of a sudden it's going to bounce up. Be careful with this. There's a lot coming out of the pound with Brexit and all the talks going on, and every time they talk, something goes on the charts. So just keep an eye on it. Don't get stuck in this in the middle of December, right? You don't want to be going into the new year with a big hit, right? You want to go into the new year with some positive momentum in your trading. All right, let's take a look at the euro yen. Euro yen. Again, this is a sideways market, right? Look at this, just sideways. It's in this range. It's just hanging out there. It's currently at 133.70. It's going to pull back there. There's nothing to do here, my friends. Absolutely nothing to do here. You can put a trend line on there, or I would wait for it to pop back up to a high, like this up here, this wick up here. That would be a spot you might want to wait for this to bounce back up. Or you're going to wait for that trend line. Maybe put a trend line in there and see if you can get a trend line break, something like this, right? Something like that trend line. Break that trend line and then take it from there. And, basically you're doing a breakout trade and take it from there. Where are you going to put your stop? Your stop's just going to go right here, right? Your stop's going to go above that range, and you put your stop and see if you can work it out like that. That's how I would work on this euro yen pair today. Let's take a look at. I really like this euro, the euro Aussie. I've always liked trading this pair. And 2 years ago, year and a half ago, this pair was moving 135 pips a day, in either direction. It was just such a nice volatile pair. Now this is a bearish pair. You can see on this chart, this, just looking at this chart, you can say, well, this is a bearish chart. Now it's pulling back a little bit. It's coming up to, a resistance level, right? This is now a resistance level right here, and it's spiked through it. Now we'll see if it's going to continue to the upside. If you're interested in trading this, stay with it, but you've got to see that this is going to absolutely make a difference here. And you're looking here before you're going to take into that, right? We're not going to sell that till we get up here. And I'm not interested in taking it down here and selling it, right? We're going back into support again, and I don't want to do that. So I want this price to come back up, hit that resistance level, and somewhere in that level, we can sell it. Now, we're going to get bounces here, because if you look left of the chart, we got a lot of junk, right? Got a lot of junk left of the chart. So I'm not really going to do anything there. We'll just leave it and let it come back up, and then we'll take a small position and see if we can take this to the downside. Actually, in all my trading, folks, I'm like 1/3 of my normal lot size that I enter a trade with, just because of the markets and what's going on. And I'm going to tell you, in the next 5 trading days, the market's going to really flatten out. Everybody's going on vacation for the new year, Christmas holidays, and it's just going to get very boring. There's trades that'll happen, but it's just going to be a little bit harder to find and to manage, right? You get in these trades, it's not the time to go walk the dog, right? So you got to stay with it. All right, traders, we're going to take one look at the pound yen. Another one of my favorites. Look at this. This again shows us, right? This is in a down move. Look at this L for lower, right? Down, sideways, L, lower, down, sideways. Again, this can just continue the stair step, right? Stair step, down, down, and down. But there's no entry here. Actually, this could have been an entry if you were in it, and you would have been a little bit cautious, because here's support, right? And what does it do? It just goes a little bit below support and goes sideways for the rest of the day. This is just not an entry for me. I'm not going to trade this. We need a pullback, and this is really a nice place to stick a fib on, right? Just put a Fibonacci tool here, and then look for the pullback. And you want to come up to this 50% here, right? So we want to pull back up to there. That's where we want to pull back. And that's it, 152.40. 152.40, we can look to re-enter this. Preferably, being patient, we can come up all the way to the 782 fib up there, and we can sell it from there. This is my preferred trade right here, right? This is the one I want. This, we're just trading, and we're going to come back into support again. We're going to have a fight there. So I really like to see a pullback more than that. Right at the moment, there's no trade on the pound yen. Traders, thanks for being with me on this Tuesday, December 12th. Always remember to trade smart and not hard. We'll catch you tomorrow morning in Asia. Traders, have a great trading day. Take care now. Bye-bye.